it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the long-awaited
Monster Zone time now.
And so they do a weird thing. I don't know if they do it the whole season. They at least do it for this one and the next episode because when I was writing something, then it went to the next video in the playlist.
Yeah.
But it does like. So they've always done a cold open. This one they do like it's not ice cold.
It's a lukewarm open.
It's a lukewarm open. They put a title screen up before the cold open now. And
this isn't uncommon in some shows, so I'm hoping this is just the first episode thing. But yeah.
And it basically looks like Hoff is walking through the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. It's like foggy, and there's like a wrought iron gate, and like one of those trees. It's like got no leaves on it.
Yeah.
And he's just
spooky
strutting
trees
through there, and it says
spooky gate.
Baywatch Nights. And then we get the cold open, which is a helicopter flying over one of those. It's a helicopter shot showing one of their the Scarabs, the Baywatch boats that they got. And
I think this is the best opening where we didn't even like say anything, like do we watch anything? It's like, no, fuck this.
No.
New opening. We're starting this right away.
This is where we got. There's a lot to talk about here.
No, there's a lot to unpack in this one. I mean, yeah, we don't exactly have an opening.
Of course we don't, but we usually go. What happened?
What are we, Baywatch Nights? We don't have an opening or two openings.
It's perfectly normal for a show to have two openings.
Usually we hand wave something, but okay, whatever.
So, it's Hoff and another blonde lifeguard. I don't even know if it's the same one they show her with or different.
I don't think it's the same one. She looks different.
She's so nameless that I have no idea.
She looks like she's different, I think, but she could be the same one. I don't know. Not important. Random Baywatch person.
Yeah,
she is.
So, they see somebody in the water. Hoff radios it in. Then he tells the blonde to take the wheel. He jumps in.
Pulls her out.
Well, there's a note here.
No.
As soon as he jumps in, spooky music starts.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, and then, so...
Yeah, somebody found a theremin.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually a theremin.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's not, but it's spooky music is basically it. That's apparently going to be a thing.
Somebody stepped on a clarinet and called it a theremin.
Well...
Anyway.
Yeah. So... Then Hoff pulls this woman out of the water. She's got like no pulse. And then Hoff tells the other lifeguard to start CPR, which is hilarious to me because she's a little tiny blonde. And it's like, okay, sure, you can do CPR, but not the way she does it. She does like the lightest little presses.
It's very awkward looking
like,
CPR.
It looks like she's like trying to pop the Pop-O-Matic bubble.
I mean, also you would think you kind of think you'd reverse those roles.
You would, yeah.
You'd have.
But I mean, Hoff's not gonna pass up the chance to mouth on a pass out lady.
Yeah, you'd have the big burly dude doing the compressions. But I mean, on the other hand, he gets to put lips on this unconscious lady.
Yeah. So then after a couple seconds of CPR. This woman wakes up and she goes from 0 to 100 in no time flat.
It's true.
She's completely unconscious, unresponsive, no pulse, and then comes to immediately and just starts screaming.
Yeah. Immediate, wide awake, fight or flight mode.
Yeah. She's just freaking out, flailing. I didn't even think to pay attention to what she was saying. Mm-hmm. But they actually say that she's saying something.
She is repeating one word.
Yeah.
That is much clear.
Yeah. I didn't even pay attention to it because I was like, oh, wow, this is this is a step. That scene ends. We still haven't hit the intro yet.
Right, yeah.
Back at night, Hoff is on the balcony reading a newspaper. And Donna comes up. And she kind of motions to who is essentially our replacement for Ellerbee in the way that he's the token black guy on the show.
Mm-hmm. But in every other way.
In every other way, he's a boring replacement for Destiny.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's like, oh. She's like, that that Diamant Teague, he's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because he drinks champagne and bombs around Europe sometime.
Yeah.
And
Donna's just super into him.
yeah.
Basically.
Nothing about him. She just says he's interesting because he's been to places.
Yeah.
That's
what makes you interesting.
Yeah. And then so Teague walks up. That's our new guy. Diamant Teague. And I refuse to call him Diamant anymore. So he's just Teague.
Yeah, he's just Teague.
Yeah. He gives Donna a book about reincarnation.
Which apparently she's super psyched about.
Yeah, which just made me miss Destiny even more.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So is this the first time this guy's been introduced?
Yes.
100%.
This is his introduction.
This is new guy because Ellerbee's not around anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I looked up, and technically he's going to pop up in like a couple episodes in season 2. So that's something we can look forward to. When Ellerbee,
Look forward to.
Yes. The 2 episodes that Ellerbee pops up, and the 1 episode where Destiny's not Destiny, but she pops up.
Oh, you mean Ellerbee pops up?
Yeah, Ellerbee pops up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we have to look forward to. Is the 2 episodes that Ellerbee pops up.
And where Destiny undercover
Yeah.
shows up.
So, Teague immediately sits down and starts talking to Hoff about what happened. And he's like, that woman, she was saying, she kept repeating a word.
Yeah, he immediately starts like interrogating Hoff about it. It's kind of weird.
He's 100%, because the important thing is he's the Mulder here. And Hoff is Scully.
Yeah.
Hoff is the doubting Thomas in the situation. And Teague exists to convince him.
See, the funny thing is there's the X-Files comparison, because it's obviously a lot of this show is trying to lean on.
Yeah.
And
it's more the Y-Files. Like, why did we make this show?
But I was thinking that Angie, when she gets introduced later, is basically the good parts of Mulder and Scully, and Hoff is the bad parts of Mulder and Scully, where Hoff is the uneducated one, but also doesn't believe the obvious monster things that are jumping out of the woodwork at him, whereas Angie is the smart one who is like, yeah, totally, this is real stuff because we can fucking see it.
Yeah.
Why, I fought a worm man the other day.
So Teague says that the word she was repeating, a Joe gun, and he's like, every culture has this.
Yeah.
And he's like, so it's the embodiment of evil. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is just Armis.
But more or less.
Yeah. And then he gets a little racist, which is weird, where he says a Joe gun is from New Guinea. So he's the embodiment of, as he says, it's the embodiment of evil from the most fierce civilization on the planet.
Yeah, the fiercest creature from the fiercest civilization.
Oh,
Is how he puts it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, see the thing is too, and this is where I did research.
This is where I did research too.
Yeah.
You researched where the Ajogan's from, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the Ajogan is from Yoruba culture, which is near the Gulf of Guinea in Western Africa.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, nah.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Even.
Not New Guinea, which is an island north of Australia.
Also, the characterization of it is like way off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the other thing too.
Yeah, the Ajogan is actually like a group where they have it's a group that has like an army. It's an army that has leaders. There's 8 leaders.
The translation of the word, as I recall, is those who bring war.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's 8 principal leaders of the Ajogan.
Yeah. They're like a whole evil
So
organization.
they're like the GI Jogan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But instead they, as they refer to it later, I think at one point, the New Guinea Sasquatch is what they call it.
Well, he specifically, so he specifically says that this one, that the reports were near the Ferrari River, which is in New Guinea, which just means that they just mixed all their guineas up. I'm surprised they didn't reference guinea pigs at one point.
Yeah, with the guinea hens.
To be fair, later when we see him, he does have a guinea piggish kind of hair on.
Oh,
it.
the
Ajogan, yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah, of course, I'm going to research this myth because it
I know,
immediately sounded like bullshit to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, and then research, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is about what I expected. Just a complete mischaracterization. Just like, this is a word that's sort of used somewhere nearby.
The writers had like 4 hours
Well,
to do stuff before Wikipedia.
Hoff, when they're having this conversation,
It's almost like saying the Wendigo, the vampire of the Amazon.
So, Hoff, when they're having this conversation, it's like immediately like Hoff's still in season 1 mode, Teague is in season 2 mode. That's just
that is true. Teague is 100% in season 2 mode, and Hoff is not there yet. Throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, and so Hoff specifically says that he is not interested in looking for the New Guinea boogeyman off Catalina, which immediately sounds like an opponent for the Fishman of Steam Plant Playa Vista.
True. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So after this scene, when they're having this back and forth, Hoff sees Griff with a girl. Like on a rollerblading date.
Oh, what is it? We should add that T explains a bit more that the Jogan, at least their version of it, his MO is basically just like jumping out of the trees near a river, and then just murdering everybody on a boat, basically.
And this boat, he thinks that this woman is a survivor from this boat
that crashed like 3 weeks ago, I think is what they said.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, weeks ago.
Because when they go on the expedition, it's September 11th, because that date always sticks out to you now.
True.
And the boat went down on the 25th of August.
Yeah. Okay. So T thinks he's a survivor from that boat. Hoff is skeptical because it's been sunk for weeks. But then they bring up air pockets and stuff.
And he also mentions that this woman speaks Malay, and the crew on the ship was Malay.
Yeah.
So, and that ship had just come from.
It's where it should be coming from if one of these things is jumping on board.
Coming from New Guinea, which is obviously in the Bay of Guinea.
Yeah.
Right next to Old Guinea.
So, Yoruba Guinea.
And they found her just floating in the water, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not attached to anything.
No.
Nope.
No food and no water.
Nope.
And just,
Well, I mean, there was water everywhere. Just floating in it.
Salt water. not exactly drinking salt
Potable
water for weeks.
Yeah.
No.
Potable water, No. Yeah. Because that's totally how it works. You just float in salt water for like 3 weeks. And
Well,
they're not saying that you just are floating up there. They're saying, like, air pocket and then...
The theory is... The theory that they're positing is that she was trapped in the boat when it sunk. And just lived in the boat for a little bit and then eventually escaped.
I see.
She escaped. She escaped recently.
So
maybe
she lived in a
few days
submarine.
ago. She lived in a submarine. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not a yellow submarine.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it wasn't all of them. Well, I mean, it could have been, and then she just, ate them. But
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Only she's left.
Oh.
Are you suggesting that she is the Ashogun?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. But anyway, yeah, Griff.
Yeah. The Wendigo.
The Wendigo of the Amazon.
Everyone knows the Wendigo is the vampire of Venice Beach.
No, that's what I said. Right? The Wendigo, the vampire of the Amazon. That's right. Anyway. Griff.
So yeah, Hoff sees Griff, and he's on a rollerblading date, and he's like, Griff, you want to go on a dive? And Griff is immediately like, basically just verbally, not physically, but verbally just shoves his date away. It's like, sure thing, Hoff. And he's like, oh wait, you exist. Is it alright if I go? She's like, yeah, I guess you're totally more into that than me.
Yeah, I really don't understand Griff's priorities.
No.
Throughout the whole time he's been around, it's been like just beautiful women throwing themselves at him, and he's just like.
And he prioritizes Hoff above the women.
I'd rather dig through Hoff's trash. Is what I'd rather do.
Well, I mean, I can see where it's going now, but yeah, okay.
And so now, this is like 6 or 7 minutes into the episode. We get the actual opening, and it is a doozy.
Yeah. I had a.
It starts with a scream.
Yeah, of course.
It starts
This is horror.
Yeah.
Show now.
And I know how I describe the music.
Okay.
How did you have a way to describe the music?
I had a way to describe the music. Not exactly what it is, but and see the funny thing is this isn't a show I watched. It's a show I know tangentially.
I watched like 2 episodes of this version as a kid and didn't know the original version existed.
Of this version of Baywatch?
Yeah.
No.
Baywatch Nights.
No, I'm talking about the show. The show I'm about to reference.
Okay.
In terms of the opening, because I feel like this opening borrows from 2 other openings.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying, and one of the shows I watched. The other one was not is too new for me, but I know it tangentially. Called Danny Phantom. And the other intro, which you might know, is the Goosebumps intro.
So this is the combination. When I say this might really click for you.
Okay.
This is the combination I came up with. For me, it's the music from the casino night stage of Sonic mixed with a Halloween party CD. Because it definitely has some of that, like, it still tries to get a little jazzy in there.
No, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Yeah, no. Yeah, and
it tries to be a little jazzy and a little Halloween party CD.
yeah, it is a little bit of both. Do you know the intro for the Goosebumps TV show? Yeah.
And
it's creepy. It's sort of creepy.
And oh man, so the opening video is completely different now. Again, it's even reinforces the Hoff walking through the haunted mansion stuff because he's just walking through the misty outside area.
It's just dark, misty.
Yeah,
and there's like a spotlight.
And then all the people that they show, like when they show Angie, all her shots are her being scared. And then they'll just show like person in half the shot of their little montage. And the other half of the shot is just something vaguely creepy, like a skull or like a wolf's head. Just the Halloween, it's just whatever they found at the spirit superstore.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, let's just put that in there.
It is like the intro for a Halloween special for some other show.
Yeah. And then
Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah. And then this part reinforced the Armis connection for me. Because when it comes back from the intro,
they even do the annoying thing like right at the end of the intro they have they have a little scare chord like at the end like as mentioned it a little bit but like he says towards the end of the thing that like Baywatch will never be the same.
No, he says the Knights will never.
Never be the same.
But it's like a dollar store version of Vincent Price.
Oh, yes. Got it.
Yeah.
The Knights will never be the same.
and then like just like 5 seconds after that, like when you think that the music is just starting to like fade out, like they do a scare chord, and then it actually fades out.
Yeah,
it's real obnoxious.
Yeah, between that and the starting with the scream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a doozy. It is a doozy. It really makes you miss the old intro.
It really does. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the old intro.
No,
it was just a little cheesy. But,
yeah. Now I'm like, oh, mi corazón. So yeah, now they're on the boat ready to dive. Angie's recording a supplemental log to make the Star Trek connection even stronger in my head. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who's the Tasha Yar that's gonna get eaten by this Armis now? Sadly, nobody. And yeah, so she talks about how it's September 11th. The ship sank on the 25th of August. She says with no survivors, even though they clearly found a survivor.
Yeah, true.
Well, maybe. I mean,
well, I suppose that is up for debate at that point.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And so they're Angie, Hoff, and Griff are kind of playing James Cameron right now. They have like a submersible drone, and they're like checking out the wreck.
Yeah. Also, this is kind of weird. They just have a boat.
They have like a big ass fucking research vessel.
Yeah, and
no one's
fuck if I know.
Yeah, it's just there. They have submersible drones and shit for this operation.
Yeah, they got Steve Zissou along.
That's the weird. That's one of the weirdest parts for me. It's
Yeah.
just like out of nowhere. It's bam.
Yeah, Angie's got like detailed schematics of the ship. She's playing the guy in the chair for Spider-Man. She's running ops on this.
Also, it's not clear why they're doing this exactly. They're just searching for survivors.
Yeah, they're just checking for survivors because they found one person that might be.
But like, why are they the ones doing it?
Yeah. Hoff just decided that's what he does.
That's how it goes.
So, yeah, they're just looking around at it. They figure out where they're gonna dive in at. So they dive in. Hop and Griff take their knives, because they're divers, so they got knives, and they just like knock on the side to find a hollow spot to cut in. And they brought like a fucking cutting torch with them to just cut a hole in the side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as soon as they like cut it open, and the piece falls out, like just a corpse in one of those like old timey diving suits with like the big brass helmet just like falls over or
Yeah, they just immediately find
yeah
dead diver, and apparently like they had already sent a diving team to like scour the ship, and this guy died.
Yeah. I don't know why they sent him in like 1920s diving gear.
I actually looked into that, and apparently they sometimes still use diving suits like that. Like they're starting to get phased out like pretty regularly, like at this point. So back at that point, I could see maybe, like because obviously they're doing like long-term things where they have a whole hose attached to them, whereas what Hoff and Griff are doing right now is just scuba.
Yeah. Like, if you were actually doing a huge reconnaissance search of an area, you would probably want something more permanent rather than an air tank that would only last like an hour.
Yeah, because those tanks don't last very long.
So I could see that where if you just want to have someone go from point A to point B and sit for like 4 hours and then have a boat above with a little hose.
Yeah, but it's also tough because he's inside the boat, which is hard to get the airline through.
Yeah, see, that's the part.
That's the part.
That's the part that doesn't make. That's the part that makes no sense. It might have something to do with his.
Now he could have been just dragged inside.
His air hose has apparently been cut.
His air hose has been cut, and as
So
soon
maybe
as
he might not have been there when he died.
Yeah.
And as soon as they tell Angie, oh, the airline was cut, she's like, get out of there. Just
leave.
Fucking bug out immediately. This is bullshit. So once again, Angie's the voice of reason here.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, no. We're not going to quit now. We just got here.
Mm-hmm.
So Angie directs them to where the air pocket should be, which she knows automatically, I guess.
Like I said, she's a Scully.
Yeah. So the boat is on its side. Which is weird because when they go inside, there's plenty of flat surfaces for them to walk on.
Yeah.
Even though the doors will be sideways, they'll be like a catwalk. Like they just built sideways catwalks into their ship.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a weird set. It's not a bad set.
No, there's like a lot of like seaweed and stuff hanging in it. I don't know why the seaweed is in there because they didn't go down an area of seaweed.
Yeah.
And seaweed will not just
Appear.
grow absent of light.
Maybe they were like growing like a fungus that looks like a seaweed.
No, it was seaweed. It was straight up seaweed.
Obviously,
Because they even talk about the smell from the seaweed decomposing. Because Griff has a little air tester thing to see if it's breathable oxygen, so they can save their tanks.
save their tanks and also not waste their time in an area probably too.
Yeah. And then when they take their masks off, oh god, it stinks. And then the air thing shows that there's extra carbon dioxide from the decomposition of the seaweed that is there for some reason.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say this at this point throughout this whole episode, like from this point on, Griff and Hoff are just kind of assholes to Angie on the radio.
A little bit. She wants constant contact with them because they're in a dangerous situation. Yeah. And they just smart off to her and then just leave her hanging for long periods of time. Like
continually.
Yeah, just constantly.
Like sometimes it's like, okay, there's not much they could do in that situation.
Yeah.
Like they're busy, but other times it's just like, I'm just not going to talk to you for a bit, Angie. Wait,
Yeah.
think I'm dead for a little bit.
Yeah, just let that one simmer for a bit.
Yeah, like I think at this point they've already started mouthing off to her, where she's just like talking to him while they're like entering the hull, and what is it? Hoff, I think she asks Hoff where he is, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm on a beach talking to a pretty blonde or something like that." And he basically has the same thing to Griff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm hanging out with some lady, like drinking a chi-chi, or a rum chi-chi, I think is what he says." And he's like, "How do you make a chi-chi?" With a smile is what he says. So there's to be a real flippant to her for no reason.
Yeah, she's just trying to make sure they're not dead at the bottom of the ocean. That's her number one concern. Is to just not lose one of these assholes. And their number one concern is to treat her like shit.
But anyway.
So like before they find the air pocket, like as they're finding the air pocket, we get the first shot of something of our Ajogan, which his hand comes out and just like
Just creepy hand. Just like...
And it's a hand that looks like it's been through something because the finger lengths on it are really weird. So
true.
The ring finger is the longest finger by like a mile, and the index and middle finger are like half the length. They still have claws, but they're like really short. It looks like this guy's been in a shop accident.
It could be.
Might have been.
I believe it.
I don't know. You know, he was in a boat accident. I don't know if Ajogan claws regrow and they're just in the process. It's been a couple weeks.
Well, maybe they're like related to those lemurs that have like the one long like finger.
Oh right, yeah. It's not their middle finger, is it? I think it's like their what would be the ring finger. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a joke. Maybe he's an armless lemur. That's how you get in Ajogan.
And I mean, I think those lemurs are native to Africa, so...
Yeah, but that's not the right guinea.
It's the wrong guinea.
Oh, by the way, one thing that's interesting, I don't know if this has ever happened before, but it hasn't happened since I've been paying attention. The German title for this one, same thing.
Yeah.
Just a direct translation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Yep.
Even the German title can't save this episode.
No. I think this might be where Germany has turned up Baywatch Nights.
Could be.
They were really giving it a go when it was all about chicken and cross-dressing. Like, we can get on board with that.
That's good fun.
So, when they get to the air pocket, it's huge. It's giant. So they figure out they can take off their masks, and they can, like we said. They pop some glow sticks and just start hucking them everywhere. Just like they're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Just flares out.
Yeah, no, really. They literally just like throw like 6 of them.
Yeah, and they just throw them in just random ass directions, not even anywhere they're looking.
And I mean, each one of them throws like 6 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they see what is presumably our Ajogan. They see like going through the water. And they're like, what the fuck is that? And then Hoff's like, I don't know, there's gold over there. And he's like, ooh, shiny.
Yeah, he just sees some gold necklace.
Yeah. And so it takes him a little while to get it off because like it's hooked on something. He pulls it, oh, jump scare, it's a skeleton. And then despite the fact that like the skeleton is somehow all connected. Like
yeah, there's just a whole ass skeleton.
Yeah, like that's how bones work.
Like I was thinking, like, is that long enough for it to be a skeleton at that point? But I mean, there could be fish eating,
or a Jogan,
yeah, or a lady,
yeah,
yeah. There's plenty of things to eat that flesh.
Yeah. More importantly,
now the big question is why when he pulled the necklace, this thing didn't just completely fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, just sitting in the water too, it should just fall apart.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so he's got this necklace, and and then as he's like kind of describing the describing it, the Jogan just jumps out and just grabs Griff. I figured out the reason why is because Hoff had the temple medallion, and Griff got Griff got grabbed by the temple guardian.
Makes sense.
So,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Makes sense.
Nothing he can do about it. So Hoff has to jump in, and he jumps in, but then Griff, like in his panic, I guess I don't know if he just finds one or pops in a defensive glow stick. It seemed like he just popped a defensive one, which was enough to get Armus away, because when Hoff gets to him, Griff is by himself. So the defensive glow stick maneuver worked.
Yeah.
But
doesn't like glow sticks.
Yeah, the Jogan did get Griff's arm.
Oh,
And,
good.
Yeah, it's got some little scratch going on, and his sweatsuit's tore up. They're now, Angie wants him out of there again, and Hoff's like, "Oh, we can't go the way we came. This thing won't let us." I don't know where he pulls this idea from.
I mean, it makes sense in a way. They are clearly in its environment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's part of his naval SEAL training. They're trained in anti-Jogan countermeasures.
And
yeah. I mean, it's obvious they don't have the advantage, so it makes sense that they would want to escape.
yeah. So he's asked Angie to find them a new point of egress for this situation. And so this kind of goes on for a little bit, where Hoff and Griff are just kind of bugging along, and then you just get shots of the Jogan just like running around, in the shadows and shit. They use a lot of this fucking Jaguar sound effect.
Yeah, they really do. They do a decent job of not showing the Jogan. Like you just see like a little bit of it, So you see like it sort of moves for a little.
Oh, that's good. I was expecting it to be like just on the beach with red swim trunks.
There's a part where they show it later, and you're like, yeah, that's why they didn't show it before.
Yeah, no, it's clearly why they didn't show it before. But up to this point, it's still like they're sort of just teasing it. Like the most you see of it is like the claw and stuff,
or just like a profile of it just running in the shadows.
Right.
Hoff tells Angie that he's pretty sure Griff failed his fortitude save, which is the poison.
Yeah, because it bit him, and he's.
Oh, cool! Maybe he'll turn into an Jogan.
Yeah, could be.
I mean,
maybe.
They are the vampires of the Amazon.
That's the Wendigo.
This is the new Guinea boogeyman off Catalina.
Mm-hmm. Ancient foe of the Fishman. Steam Plant Playa Vista. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, he's been bit. Hoff has surmised there's some sort of venom involved.
Yeah. Angie's like, "Oh, okay, you could go this way," and Griff's like, "Ah, no way, man, that's too far."
Yeah, Griff immediately gives up. He's like, "No, leave me for dead, Hoff."
Griff's like, "We should wait until all of our candle lights burn out, and then just book it through the dark." And Hoff's like, "This thing's been living in the dark for like 3 weeks, man. I think it's more used to it than us."
Yeah.
Yeah, solid reasoning here on Hoff. So Hoff was like, "All right, Angie, maybe you should look into this Jogan shit." And so she pulls up. Oh, it's great. The little pull up the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh. Such an innocent time.
Yeah.
Does it do like the AOL Connect noises?
Oh, no, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't do modem noises, but it just shows it's hard to explain.
She basically goes to a Jogan.com. Is basically what she does.
It's like a Jogan.net.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but he opens a thing on the computer, and then it says World Wide Web and 36-point font. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
this whatever angel fire.
Yeah. So between the description of because she was getting a description of the medallion before Griff got.
Yeah, Hoff thought it was moon.
Yeah, but
it's actually a sun.
Because it's like a crescent sort of looking thing, but it's got sun rays sticking out of it. It's like a friendship medallion where if you and the Jogan have both halves, you get to be friends forever.
Parts are supposed to stick together.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just like just like the temple medallions sometimes.
Yeah, this is just the Legend of the Hidden Temple episode. The Ajogan hails.
Oh, it really could have been.
It could be like the Double Dragon stuff too from the.
Oh man, oh that'd be beautiful. And then the kid would get it wrong about which guinea it was.
And then mauled by an Ajogan.
Yeah,
Torn limb from limb.
yeah, because he put the monkey feet on top of the monkey.
Because he put the monkey feet first.
Well, that's where you put the monkey feet.
Yeah.
Well, they put the head on the feet.
No. They put the feet first, so they get that right. But then they put the head, and then they try and put the torso on top of it.
Yeah, they do.
That was.
And then the
any combination.
Then the Ajogan rips off their torso and puts their head on their legs.
Right.
Does this look right?
Any combination they found,
Yeah.
it was the wrong one.
So we just get more of Hoff and Griff just fucking trudging along.
Yeah, it's basically just they're like, get us out of here, Angie. And Angie's like, I'm trying.
And like at one point they're crawling on one of these catwalk things, and it gives way under Griff, and so Hoff has to jump in and pull him out again. The Ajogan,
Griff gets jump scared by like wires.
yeah, like some conduit like gets wrapped up on him. He's freaking out about it.
He's like, it's got me. And
Yeah.
then no, it doesn't got him. It's just conduit, dude.
And then like the Ajogan jumps out of the water and makes his jaguar sound, but he's not like doing anything. He just does it to show he's got mad ups.
Yeah.
But like it's close enough that I guess they're in danger, so they get through a bulkhead and close the door behind them, and the Ajogan's like start basically
Trying to pound through the door.
yeah, knocking on the door now, and so we can't get the way through that Angie had figured out for them because this next passageway is sealed. There's no way to get through. Angie finds out that the medallion belongs to the Ajogan.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Does it have its name on the back?
Maybe
It might as well. Again, she just goes to Jogan.com. It's like, oh yeah, this is his favorite medallion.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing is there's just like information about these, like they're totally around. Like they're like, oh yeah, there's one that died like over here somewhere, and it died of suffocation.
Yeah, that's a thing too. Is around this point, like Angie's like, yeah, it's definitely a Jogan because there was another one that was found on this other boat, and they like locked it in a freezer or something.
Yeah, and it died of
suffocation. So that's how they figure out how to deal with it, which is suffocation.
Yeah. So Hoff decides to he's gonna burn up all the oxygen by using one of his oxygen tanks.
In this particular air pocket.
Yeah. And suffocate it out. Mm-hmm. And Griff is gonna light it by taking his little air analyzer and shorting the battery to cause it to spark.
Unusually clever.
Yeah. So they set up this thing. Hoff turns on his oxygen, which it really looks like Hoff breathes pure hydrogen. Because I know oxygen is flammable, but in that volume of area, that amount of oxygen boost would make it, a little more flammable.
Wasn't there something about the gases making it more flammable too? From like the decomposition, or was it just my head?
I think that was just your head.
It could have been. It could have been just my head filling in the gaps. That's entirely possible.
No, he just said we're just gonna use the oxygen tank to burn out all the oxygen.
Okay.
And so he just opens up the oxygen tank. They dip their heads in the water, dip themselves in the water. Griff shorts the battery, the sparks, and then the entire room just fills with fire.
Yeah, like they wait for the Joker to show up.
Yeah,
and they do that. And...
yeah, and completely burn up all the oxygen. So they're like, okay, we think we got it. Griff has to speak for them now because Hoff is on backup oxygen because he burned one of his tanks.
Yeah,
and Andy's like, all right, yeah, now get out of there. You assholes are locked in there with a monster of some kind. Get out of there. Griff's like, nah, we can look around now, even though I'm poisoned.
Yeah, that's also true. They just completely forgot about the poison.
And then the Ajogan jumps at Hoff. And this is... Oh, God. There's so much to say about this sequence.
It's really, it's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Number one is that this sequence... I don't know. How many frames of film do you think were used on the sequence? 6?
Oh, I was going to say 7.
Yeah.
It is the slowest of most.
Well, it's not even slow-mo. It's like they show frame 1, frame 2,
yes.
Go back to frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, back to frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, back to frame 2.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And so you can't really make... Oh, God, it's so bad. You can't make out anything. It jumps out at Hoff. Griff yells, "The hook, Hoff! The hook!"
Yeah, they just noticed a hook in this half split second.
Yeah.
That was just sort of hanging from the ceiling.
And again, the Ajogan made a classic mistake on Baywatch Nights. Mm-hmm. A mistake we've covered over and over again. He attacked Hoff in Hoff's natural habitat.
And see, that's why he never attacked Hoff before that. That's another thing. He only picked on Griff. Yeah. I assume because he realized he recognized Hoff's superior.
Well, he's a natural predator. You pick off the weak one of the pack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't take on an alpha Hoff.
Right.
You take your beta Griffs when you can find them.
You don't, especially not in his home territory.
No.
So yeah, again, Ajogan has no chance.
Yeah.
Hoff is waist deep in water under the sea.
Yeah.
He's as wet as he's ever been.
He's wearing a wetsuit. That's maintaining his moisture level throughout his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's as wet as he's ever been in a fight.
Yeah. So he just grabs the Ajogan and just hooks him. Just throws him on the hook.
Just throws him on like a meat hook.
Yeah, it's like a bent piece of rebar that's bent into a hook. And Hoff just grabs, just hooks him. That's it. Game over, man.
Yeah.
Ajogan down.
Dead Ajogan, and they're just fucking looking at him.
Yeah, they're just looking at him. And this is where you see a real good look at it, and you're like, oh, man, this is a shitty Halloween costume.
Yeah, it's just like a mass of wigs. Someone glued like 8 wigs to this dude.
Yeah. It's like that Chewbacca you would find on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. Bugging tourists for photographs. Oh man.
Off-brand or like off-brand Chewbacca, you get it a Spirit Halloween store.
Yeah.
Space monkey or whatever he'd be called.
Yeah. Space Yeti.
Space Yeti.
Space Pirate Yeti.
Space Yeti, the terror of the savannah.
Terror of the savannah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, our Ajogan's dead. And they go, okay, yeah, we can look around now.
Again, our Ajogan is dead, and it's confirmed in this episode. Ajogan's just 100% a real thing.
Yeah. No one doubts it.
The cat. We skipped over a bit. The casualness of which Angie just is like, oh yeah, Ajogan's are real.
Yeah.
Yes. But do they know that it's only one?
No, apparently there's.
But there was another one that died.
Apparently there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, they're just.
Yeah. I don't know how she knows that this particular Ajogan likes that particular necklace. That's a weird bit.
No. I mean, is there any more? Because they know that they found the last one to die. Blah 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 blah. But do they know that there's only one on the boat?
They don't.
No.
So why
it could be full of them for all we know. It could just be lousy with Ajogan. You look at just like fucking bed bugs. Just you flip over a mattress. All these Ajogans everywhere.
No, there's no indication that's only one Ajogan. I don't think they're pack predators, but they didn't really get into that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I was sure for how much information we found on the World Wide Web that they would have had all of their ecology.
Well, if they might, but Angie just keeping that information to herself because it's not relevant. Is from my figure.
Yeah. So now they're like, all right, we can look for survivors now.
Yeah,
now we burned out all the air.
Well,
the fire.
In that particular,
in
that particular pocket.
So they find a couple of kids.
Yeah, just like right after this.
Yeah, they're like
next room over.
Yeah, they're like in a hammock with like like a big canvas, like just wrapped around him, like a burrito shell.
Yeah. Presumably that's how a Jogan likes it.
Yeah.
Yep. Why is there all this sour cream and guacamole over here?
I am bathing in salsa. So they're like, all right, we found some survivors. When Griff got bit, Angie called the Coast Guard. That was something we left out.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Angie called the Coast Guard. Honestly, don't know why the Coast Guard wasn't doing this.
Yeah, I know. There should have been them all along. So this part is kind of funny too. So they find the kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right.
This part is real silly.
We don't have the oxygen to get everybody up. Because
Hoff
just burned an oxygen tank.
Yeah, had to burn.
And they're like, all right. Hoff's like, well, there's this big canvas. We can just make a lift, like a float bag, and just pull everybody up to the surface. I'm not 100% sure how he's planning on doing this. Because they don't really get into it. He just says it.
They don't really get into it. I assume it's something along the lines of like a diving bell.
Well, I'm not sure if he's planning on catching some of the air that's in the pocket.
It's probably both.
Yeah, but he doesn't really say. But that's their plan, and then they proceed to go over and just start like knocking open whatever hatch that's there.
Yeah, they just smash open.
Hoff has laid out the canvas on the surface of the water, and then he went up and just started knocking the thing, and just has forgotten about that thing now. He's like, whatever, the water's coming in, and then Angie calls up and is like, oh, the Coast Guard's here. Never mind about your stupid plan.
And of course, the water's already flooding in at this point.
And then the Coast Guard just shows up and they just dive in, and they're like, just stay put.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
It's just like the Coast Guard shows up. You get some cool Coast Guard rescue operations shots, like just like divers jumping out of a helicopter and all that jazz. And that's kind of it. It's just then Angie voiceover.
Yeah, she just records her final supplemental log, saying that 2 kids were reunited with their mother, and the Ajogan is dead. File is closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get the final scene is Hoff. He's doing his lifeguard thing. It's like the end of the day.
He's Baywatching.
He's closing down one of those little stations that they have, and Teague is just all up on his ass.
Again, really interrogated him.
Yeah,
that's all he'd do.
Yeah, God, fucking Teague. And he's like, did you see it?
Did you see it?
Yeah, he's all up on fucking Hoff's nuts, and Hoff's like.
At first, Hoff just doesn't engage.
Yeah. And
Hoff just tells his own story about how it was really cool of the mom to do all that to save her children.
Yeah,
etc. etc. etc.
And he just keeps. Did you see it? And then Hoff's finally like, look, I don't know what I saw. Even though he clearly hung it up on a fucking hook.
Even though he killed this thing on a meat hook.
Yeah.
and like stared at it for like a good minute.
Yeah. Basking in the glory of his kill. And he's like, I don't know what I saw. It could be anything.
It could
but
be
I saw it.
Could be a joke, and could be a guy with 8 wings glued to him. He actually says it could have been a crazed crewman because it is humanoid.
Yeah, even though he diagnosed Griff with some kind of venom,
right?
Which they never talk about again after that.
No, yeah, we weren't joking about that. They just forgot about the venom thing. They just forgot. About
I don't know if science is any way to treat a Jogan venom. I don't know if they have a Jogan anti-venom in Malibu.
It would be really funny if the next episode starts with Griff dead because of the untreated Jogan bite.
They're like, all we got is this Fishman of Steam Plant Playa Vista anti-venom. Do you think it'll work?
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, that's the episode.
No, I'm pretty sure that Griff is now going to be in a Jogan.
It would be good if he just has a whole lycanthrope storyline from this point on.
Vampires of the Amazon.
Again, that's the Wendigo.
Yeah, so... oh, boy. So...
Not at all like Mongolian death worms. Terror of the Antarctic.
Yeah, so this one... Oh, boy. Again, we have no...
Yeah, again, because it's a new slate now. I really don't want to put this one at 5.
No. We did say that we were going to leave a few of the episodes as our, like, anchors for what
A
what
Baywatch
the
night
high
should be.
end, low end, and medium.
You got a good point. I think you can
And-
say that.
Yeah. And I don't think this one fits. I think this one goes towards the lower end of the spectrum, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
Do you want to say 3?
I was thinking 3.
Yeah, we can just put 3 and just start it off there. Oh boy, yeah.
Because I mean, we don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
And this could be the 5.
this could be a 5.
This could be an 8 for all we know.
Yeah, because it's such a nonsense episode. Like, Bad Blades make so much more sense than this.
Well, what's not to understand about a roller blade heist?
At least in that one, there's proper motivations,
Yeah,
even if they're simple ones.
and
Like, I want money,
yeah, and like,
or I'm angry and Swedish,
or I'm Wayne from the Wonder Years.
or I wait from the Wonder Year.
Yeah, it's really weird how interested Donna is in Teague when Teague is the least interesting person in the episode.
Yeah, we had said to each other before that, like, he has all the personality, the charisma of a bowl of oatmeal, and I think that's insulting the oatmeal.
Yeah, he's just a real blandy bland, and it just highlights how much his job is to replace the 2 best characters from the first season.
It's true. Yeah.
Because he has to be the extra. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be the muscle like Ellerbee was.
He could be. If he takes a more active role. Because the annoying thing about him is he's just sort of a random dude who just interrogates Hoff about this weird thing that happened that Hoff really doesn't have much to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like him being the one who's like the paranormal expert. It would make sense if Angie couldn't just get on the internet and find out all the information without him.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, that if they had something where she had like a walkie-talkie or some other PA or whatever that she called out, and he was researching shit. But
Well, I mean, not even. Well, I would hope later on that they would have it that Angie is still, like, the smart one, because that's their thing. But Teague is like the specialist for paranormal shit.
well, yeah, well, I mean, researcher versus you definitely can have the person that's smart and comes to conclusions and whatnot versus the person that actually goes and does the researching.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Instead, she just goes on the World Wide Web and is like, oh yeah, Jogan. Yeah, I got everything about them. The average Jogan weighs,
Actually, they're solitary hunters and blah, blah, blah. They lurk on the bottom of the sea. And hold
Yeah.
a log in the bottom of the sea.
I honestly hope they keep their shoddy level of research so we can criticize it every time.
Yeah, I mean, that would be mildly enjoyable for a guy who likes myths like me.
Yeah, because as soon as they said, I was like, I gotta look all this shit up.
Yeah.
I gotta look it all up. And I'm like, none of this matches what they're saying.
Yeah. And I was like, what? This is like, yeah, everything about that sounded wrong, like, from the start.
Yeah.
Again, the Wendigo, the vampire of the Amazon.
Oh man. Yeah. So, it's real hard to come to a solid conclusion based on the first episode.
Nights will never be the same.
But nights will never be the same. Oh, man. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah. What's the next episode?
Oh, boy. You guys are really going to have a good time judging this one by the name of the episode.
No.
Season 2, Episode 2 is titled The Creature.
The Creature.
I think this is Griff. He's become a joking.
I mean,
Vampire of the Amazon.
that is what I hope for. I do. I said it already. I do hope for the Griff lycanthrope arc. That would make him a lot better. But I'm gonna go a slightly different way and hope this one is the Fishman of Steam Plant Playa Vista.
Man, you're real close. You're real close, buddy. All right. Hoff, Griff, and Angie investigate a series of murders committed by a half-fish, half-human woman intent on having a baby.
Nice.
It's the fish woman of Steam Plant Playa Vista.
Oh, God. So is this are they gonna do the mermaid joke where it's just not it's not the tail that's the fish but the head?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But we got our half-fish, half-human hybrid.
Mm-hmm.